Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I do want to preface this by saying that for this video and future videos, I might have to continue doing voiceovers because something happened to my phone. So it's just going to be voiceovers from here on out until I get the phone fixed or I get a new phone. But anyways, I am seeing around on social media that the 2026 is a new 2016, that type of trend. So I thought I would do a makeup look that I did back in 2016. Now, back in 2016 and a couple years before that and a couple years after that, I was really into putting makeup on for cosplay. As I got older, I stopped putting makeup on because it was just too tedious. But there was one makeup look that I really like, and I'll post it around here. That I really like, and so I want to recreate that. That being said, if I can get back into makeup, I do want to continue wearing makeup for cosplay, and I do have two characters coming up in spring, which is Simeon and Psyche, that I want to wear makeup for. So this is going to be the video for that. So let's just go ahead and get into it. So I did end up buying a huge giant mirror. Aside from the fact that my previous mirror broke, I needed a mirror because when I go to conventions, they don't have mirrors for you to put on makeup at, or they don't have a makeup station per se. So I have to get a mirror for me to do my makeup instead of using like the mirror that comes on like an eyeshadow palette. And now I've talked about this before, but the changing rooms at conventions here in Japan are a little if you're not prepared for it, you will be shocked, because the changing room is just one giant room where everybody changes in. So you have your women's changing room and you have your men's changing room, and everybody kind of just sits on the floor and changes their clothes and puts on their makeup there, because here in Japan, you can't come to the convention in your cosplay. So having a mirror that big, while it might be like off-putting to some, it really helps me because I can't see what I'm doing without glasses. So I did buy that mirror before doing this makeup video. So hopefully that can help me when I go to conventions, and it can also help me when I'm doing like makeup tests here. Another thing that I'm a little bit excited for if I do continue wearing makeup is wearing, is kind of doing like a makeup test for Senku, because in Dr. Stone, they always have those like cracks, I guess, that are on his face. So that is something that I'm kind of looking forward to. But let's go ahead and get into the makeup part of doing makeup. Oh, and real quick, I wanted to talk about what I use for makeup remover, because I don't use typical makeup remover. I use coconut oil. Now, I don't know where I got this trick from, but whenever I use like makeup remover or makeup wipes, it always left my skin feeling greasy, and I really did not like it. But one thing that I learned to use was coconut oil, and it gets everything off, cleans my face, and leaves my face leaving moisturized and not oily. So if you're ever like looking for something to get your makeup off and you don't want your face to like break out and you want to keep your face moisturized in a sense, I would highly recommend using coconut oil. Now, I would not use the liquid oil. I would use the solid oil. I feel like I have more control when I use solid oil. I have never used the liquid oil. You could try the liquid oil, but I feel like the solid oil is what's best for me. And I just use like a reusable makeup removing towel and a little bit of the coconut oil. I'll show you later in the video, but I use that on top of the coconut oil and I rub it on the area that I want to get the makeup off at, and it works. So if you're looking for something, you can probably use that. Now, the makeup that I am using is not old makeup. It is dated, but it's not old. I know some people have their qualms about using old makeup and things of that nature. My makeup is still usable. It's just dated. That being said, most of the makeup that I have is honestly just eyeshadow palettes. If I really get back into makeup, I will get more. But my issue is that now I live in Japan, and so it is going to be a little bit of a journey to get makeup in my shade. That being said, with everything, or before everything, I like to use Vaseline and moisturize my face because, like I said, my face is pretty sensitive. It will break out. So using a little bit of Vaseline and probably putting like a nice lotion or oil on my face before I do my makeup really helps with the aftercare of my makeup. Now, I was in the process of looking for, because I thought I had everything. Turns out I do not have primer, but because this is only a video that I am going to do at my house and then take it off, I wasn't that much of a stickler about it. And I'll show you it later, but the foundation that I use, and a lot of the foundations or makeup things that I have been using is from e.l.f. e.l.f. I feel like is the best brand for me because it is inexpensive and it gives me what I am looking for. I'm not looking for something over dramatic. I'm not looking for something that's going to give me some type of finish. I just want it to be basic makeup, and since then I've been using e.l.f. I never had a problem with it. I will show you later on in the video which e.l.f. foundation I use. I know that there has been some speculations and allegations recently about e.l.f. I'm not sure what they are, but that is just the products that I've been using. Now, for the makeup look that I had before, I'm not sure exactly what I used for it, but for this one, we are going to use an Urban Decay palette. These were free, by the way. These were free. Like I said, if I'm buying makeup, it is going to be e.l.f. But a lot of the eyeshadow palettes that I have were given to me. And when I do makeup, I don't really know what I'm doing. So if I want to recreate a makeup look that I have done before, I just have to go off of what it looks like. I don't really know what I'm doing. That being said, I think, I don't know what this is. Foundation, probably. I am going to start because I do know that I put foundation on the eyes, I guess to give it like a clean slate. I'm not really sure. I did decide to keep this clip in. I did mess up on the eyeshadow and I did not really like it, but I wanted to show you guys what would happen if I mess up and using the coconut oil for it. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put foundation on my eyes, on my eyelid, to kind of create that like clean slate or whatever. I also like how easy it is to put makeup on my eyes, because if you look closely, there's like a angle at which I draw or trace for my eyeliner and my eyeshadow and things like that. It's kind of already on my face, so I don't have to do that, if that makes sense. So it kind of makes it a little bit easier than what it is. Now for this look, I am planning on using the black and red. I think that's red. That's in this eyeshadow palette. And for the finishing look, I kind of left my eyelid naked and I only put like a pop of gold in the corner. I remember doing this back then, and that was always like my go-to thing to do because I never knew what to put in the middle without it looking weird. And I'm going to show you what I mean because it did not look the way I wanted it to look. And is this the same as the one in the picture? Probably not. But again, we're just playing with makeup, so I honestly do not know what I'm doing and if I'm doing it correctly. I just know that it's eyeshadow, so that is where it goes. So here I am finishing up my eyeliner. I did have to clean it up a bit because if you see in the picture, the eyeliner is pretty sharp, so I wanted it to be a pretty sharp. Like I said, after this I do end up redoing it, but I just wanted to show you guys what I do with my coconut oil and how I get it off. So I'm just going to show you guys, I guess, the first look that I did not like. But yeah, I used the black eyeshadow palette because I don't have any eyeliner, surprisingly. I used the black eyeshadow in the eyeshadow palette to make the eyeliner, and then after that I am going to go in, and I always do 3 eyeshadows on my eyeshadow color. So I put the darkest at the end towards my nose, and I put the lightest towards the rest of my face. It didn't work out here, but I remember for this look, when I was doing it, this was after a photo shoot I did for, I don't know how to say his name, Orochimaru from Naruto. So it was looking a little bit sharp. In that makeup look, I did want it to be have those like little marks that he has for his nose, like the purple marks, but I could not do that because I just did not know how to do it. And I really liked the way this look turned out, and I wanted it to be kind of like my everyday makeup look, but I fell out of using makeup for cosplay, so I never actually kind of perfected it. Now, if I were to get back into doing makeup for cosplay, I kind of want that look for all of my cosplays. But again, we will see what happens. But that is honestly the reason why I wanted it to be sharp and I wanted to use black eyeshadow. Because if I wanted to be kind of like a subtle makeup look, I would probably use brown. But for this one, because I really wanted to stand out, I would definitely use black and make all of my lines like very, very sharp. So here is where I realized that I messed up. So I am going in with my coconut oil and I'm just going to rub like a small amount, because with coconut oil, the solid coconut oil, you only want a small amount because it goes a long way. But as you can see, I'm just going to rub it all over my eye, and I might have to do 1 or 2 wipes and it will go away. But like I said, coconut oil, because it's just coconut oil, it does not irritate my skin as much as a makeup remover or a makeup wipe would. And as you can see, it's already gone. Now, if I were to really get this off, like to remove it altogether, I would do it a couple more times and then I would use a face wash to get everything else off. But I just needed to get that off so I could restart again. So we are just going to restart from where we did before, all the way from the foundation on the eye up until the final result, if I like it. So yeah. Okay, so the eyes are done. So now I'm going to go in with my concealer. Now, I'm not sure if you're supposed to put the concealer on over your foundation or after your foundation. Under your foundation. But I put it under my foundation. It turned out okay for me. So that is just where I'm going to keep it from now on. I am not a makeup guru. I don't know how this thing works. I just know that if it looks nice, that is where it's going to go. Another thing is that you're not supposed to use makeup sponges or cushions or things like that. I have these makeup cushions and they work fine. They do exactly what I need them to do. So I have no concerns with that. This is all just trial and error. Now, if I do get really into it and I decide to, switch it up a bit, I will. But for the moment, while I'm trying to relearn, I'm just going to use what I have. And based off of what I'm seeing, it is kind of similar to what I've been doing when I started or when I was doing makeup back then. So I guess we're in the clear. I also put the concealer on because I wanted to kind of crease out the eyeliner and make it a little bit more sharper. I also put like red eyeshadow under my eyes, so I don't want it to the red eyeshadow to kind of run off, if that makes sense. So I kind of cleaned it up with the concealer. But here in my hand is the e.l.f. foundation that I love to use. It is in the shade Cocoa, and I believe it's like the flawless satin foundation, whatever it's called. That's the only one I use. That's the only one I like to use. It does not make my skin feel caked up or anything like that. I believe it's because it's oil free, but many makeup products make my face feel like I'm wearing a mask. Oh, this one is the only one that doesn't. I've also learned that when you're wearing makeup and applying foundation and things like that, even if it's your shade, you need to go past your face. So if I were to wear this out, I would not only stop at my face, but go a little bit beyond it, just so that it can blend out with your skin and not look like an actual mask on your face. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and put the foundation on, and I will meet you guys on the other side. So the foundation has been applied. I did end up running out of the foundation as I was putting it on, so it looks a little bit more covered on one side than it does the other. But right here, I am going to put on highlighter. This is highlighter. And I'm only going to put it on my nose because in the picture, going off of the picture, I think that's the only area I put it on, because Orochimaru has a very sharp nose, so I wanted to really highlight my nose. Now I know you're supposed to use also a contour and a bronzer, but one, I don't have that. Two, I wasn't gonna really get that deep into it. Even if I did have it, I just wanted to see if I could do it. So right here, I kind of put it in what do they call it, the T-zone of your face, and I will just blend it out from there. Now I did add a little bit more than I usually would, because for that character, I really wanted to like highlight that point of the face, especially on the nose, because I wanted it to look smaller. And I did want to play with the highlighter a little bit more because of the fact that I am going to be doing like the Gyaru version of Psyche K. And I know that in Gyaru, they have a very defined line on their nose. So I really wanted to kind of not perfect that, but make sure I knew what I was doing when I did it. So that when I go ahead and do Psyche K, I will know what to do for the face. Yeah. Now, most people don't do it anymore, but I remember in 2020 where people were doing that blush all over the face and it did not look right. Now, in my opinion, I like that. Because me personally, I never know where blush is supposed to end. So I like doing it all over the face, but I don't do too much. I think that the reason why it looked a little bit bad on people is because they were doing too much. For blush, you just want like a light flutter of that color. Yeah. So for this, I do not have blush. But I decided to use lipstick, and I think it was like a reddish, pinkish eyeshadow. I'll show you later. Because it did not show up the way I wanted it to show up with the lipstick. So after I blended it out, I went over it with the eyeshadow. Now, one thing I did like, or I do like to do with my blush, because I do not want it to be so prominent, is that I will take the blush and put it on my hand. Like, I'll pack my brush with the blush or the eyeshadow in this case, and then place it on my hand and go back and forth from my hand so that I can only do small increments at a time, so it is not overdoing the blush. I also do that because I don't want to go back and redo my foundation after I put that blush on because the blush doesn't look right, or I don't want to put more foundation on to cover up the bad blush that I have put on my face. So yeah, I like that little trend. I definitely added that to my routine before I stopped. And I feel like it would look good on a lot of people if, one, it was not overdone, and two, it was done in a shade that matches your complexion. But again, I'm not a makeup guru. I know how to sew, I know how to do cosplay, I know how to do a whole lot of other stuff. But this is just based off of what I've seen to work. So lastly is the lips. I have two black lipsticks that I have in my bag. One I believe is a matte lipstick. The other one is a gloss. I am going to use the gloss because the other one I believe it's by LA Splash Cosmetics, and that one is a very hard lipstick to get off. Okay. I have used that one, and I think there's a red one that I have that I used during cosplay, and when you put it on, it does not come off. You have to use like actual makeup remover to get it off. I've never actually tried it with coconut oil, but I do remember the last time that, like, drinking, taking pictures, walking around, it does not come off at all. That is how strong it is, and I really did like it. I don't know if they're still around, but if they are, I would definitely try to get a couple of matte lip glosses, or maybe even glosses, because I just liked how well it held. But yeah, the one I am going to use is a NYX Butter Gloss. It is in black. I have gravitated more towards the glosses than like the mattes. Don't know why. Just I just have, and I like this one in particular because it smells like cake. Now I can't remember how well this one lasts. I do know that you do have to put on a couple of layers for that black to really show, because it looks more of like a tint that you would just put on top of lipstick if you only add one layer. So yeah, you do have to put on a couple of layers of this one for it to actually like be black, but I like it either way. Mostly because of the smell. But honestly, just because of the smell. So this is the finished look. I decided to dress up and play around and see, how it would work well with normal clothes if I decide to wear makeup out along with my everyday clothes. And I do like it. I think that outside of just getting better with makeup, I do want to work on the eyes, but it did turn out well. Now I'm going to show you guys how I take it off. Now I have two things that I use to take it off. One is the coconut oil, of course, and the second one I use is a soap that I bought. It's a face soap from Sodai Skin Company, and yes, it is in a garlic bag, but it helps with the exfoliation of my face. It is an all-natural soap. This store has a lot of all-natural products that work really, really well for my skin. And so I just wash it on my face after I take off my makeup with the coconut oil. And it gets everything off. I even use this after work with working with kids all day, and it gets everything off. I highly recommend getting this face soap because it is very, very good. I also use a face wash. No, I'm sorry, a body oil by the same company. I will show you that soon. This is the face wash that I use. This is also very, very good for my skin. It also smells really good. It smells really good. But after I have washed my face off with the coconut oil and the face wash, I go in with the body oil. Now in this case, because I'm not going anywhere, I'll put on a face mask. But here, as you can see, I'm just gonna rub like a small little dollop of coconut oil, and I'm going to start with, I believe I'm going to start with my lips, then my eyes, and then wash the rest of my face off. Now lastly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a thing of coconut oil and put it on my face and just get all the makeup off my face. And this really just loosens up the makeup, get it off of my face and transfer it, easily transfer it onto a towel, or if I'm washing my face, it'll wash my face off cleaner. Now, I wouldn't recommend this if you're going to an anime convention and you're staying in a hotel if you don't have extra towels, because it is messy. It is getting everything off. But this is just, how I do it, and I really, haven't really changed. It's been working out fine since then. And it doesn't irritate my face like any other makeup remover would. But yeah, I wasn't going to give you guys like a whole routine as to how I take this off. So I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.